Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, this is my personal information, and my today's topic is matriarchy in context of "For Whom the Bell Tolls" by uh, Hemingway, and its major character Pilar. This is the points that I have discussed in my PPT. Uh, Short introduction of author Ernest Hemingway was an American journalist and author, and he was also served in Spanish Civil War. So, in his work, we can see the influence of Civil War. He is best known for his novel For Whom the Bell Tolls and The Old Man and the Sea. He was also received Pulitzer Prize and Nobel Prize in Literature in 1954. This is the his novel For Whom the Bell Tolls. For Whom the Bell Tolls is a novel by Ernest Hemingway published in 1940 during the time of Spanish Civil War. It was published just after the Spanish Civil War. The title of the novel is taken from the poem by John Donne. Before seeing the pillar as a character of element of matriarchy, let's see what is matriarchy. The term matriarchy has been interpreted by various in various ways. The historic origin of the word matriarchy can be traced to the term matriarch and patriarch, which were used to denote the female or male head of the family or tribe. And this term is very much famous and coined in 19th century, and and Morgan, they are the person who discussed about this term. Society evolves from the stage of matriarchy to the stage of patriarchy due to certain factors. Women started yearning for a better, safer, and secure life. Matriarchy arrived as a revolution where women were accorded a very high status in the stage of human life. Children look at the name on their mother, and in property were transmitted along female lines. Women were power in all walks of life. As we have seen in patriarchy society, as we can see because of some. Sir? Matriarchy. In contemporary society, we can see the government has so many rules for women, so that's why people are buy properties and other things with in the name of women, but that is not, we can say, it's matriarchy, but it's just because of the sometime some benefits of governmental policy and other things. And nowadays some person used name after their name in after their own name. We can see a famous director of movie Sanjay Leela Bhansali used his mother's name after his name. But this is, we cannot say it's a matriarchal society, but it's just some people are follow some type of pattern by their own. Since the blood ties between the mother and the child was the most natural and undepictable, it was given great importance by McLennan. As we have seen, the children has a direct blood connection with his with her. mother. So in we can see in nature, we can see the nature is a women centric culture. Every animal and all other creatures have women in the central, and we can also see in forest group of animal, those who are female, they are in a leading. Pilar, this is the photograph of from movie adaptation of the from For Whom the Bell Tolls. In the context of For Whom the Bell Tolls, Pilar's leadership role as a matriarch in the guerrilla group is portrayed positively and is seen as essential for the group's survival and success. This society is described in this novel is not a matriarchal society, but the character of Pilar has some time of elements of matriarchy. She has very good influence and power over the group, and she also makes a decision related to war, and she was a very fierce fighter also. In the character of Pilar, there is an element of matriarchy, but the novel is not as described as the matriarchy society. Matriarchy and feminism, what is the difference between these both word? When we are first to see matriarchy, it's looked like a feminism. It's also, as some critics think, matriarchy is a part of feminism, but there is a quite different between this both term. According to Cudden, I quote, feminist literary criticism questioned the long standing dominant male fellowsetting ideologies, patriarchal attitude, and the male interpretation in literature, I unquote. While matriarchy and feminism share the goal of empowering women, they different in their but there is different in their approach. Matriarchy has its own different approach, and feminism has its own different approach. Matriarchy and feminism are related concept, but they are not in. Interchangeable. Matriarchy refers to a social system in which women hold primary position of power, and in feminism is a social, political, and cultural movement that seeks to achieve gender equality. So feminism is stands for gender equality, where matriarchy is stands for women in power, and women in as stand as women are, as the matriarchy says, we can replace men with women. While matriarchy has mostly fallen out of use for anthropology description of existing societies, it remains current as a concept in feminism. And this is the picture of Hotstar Specials series. This is in two episodes, City of Dreams. The Gnanarchy generally means government by women over women and men. So we can see this type of element in this series when women protagonists want to give her contribution in politics, and she is trying to fight with his own brother, and this type of political element in this series of Hotstar. In India, in Meghalaya, there is a uh, one group of people, and we can say it's a cultural group, and they are Khasi. The Khasi are the group of people inhabited the state of Meghalaya in northeast India. The Khasis believed that the clan grew out of the family. At the very beginning of this clan or family was a woman. The present day clans of the Khasi society are more or less overgrown families. This is the one, and they are still alive. This type of life in nowadays in India. So they have a women centric society in their own there. And when they are married, in generally we can see, when women marry with men, at that time women goes to the home of men. But the opposite things happen in this society. The Khasi society is almost always considered to be matrilinear and not a matriarchal one. Matriarchal society is one which trace lineage and descends through the mother. According to W.H. Marvi, I quote, one of the foundation of tradition Khasi society is the recognition of the special and unique role of women in the fabric of society. I unquote. The relationship between the husband and the wife in their marital life, they both are equal in their life, in the nurturing of in children and care of children. They men and women both are equally took part. This is the one, a book into the hearts of Amazon. It's uh, itself written with the theme of matriarchy. And this is the right side photo. Photo is one of the famous TV serial Balika Vadhu, and the photo is the character of Surekha Shikhri, and named in serial Dadisa. We can see this character is as a element of matriarchy herself. And this left side photo is one of the famous movie Ram Leela. It's famous because of controversy related it this movie. And the character Dhankorba is a famous in and a very significant role in the movie. So they both character Dadisa and Dhankorba, they are they have element of matriarchy in our serial and movie. Conclusion. Matriarchal societies may offer greater opportunities for women's empowerment and creativity. One German philosopher and writer, Heid Ebenberth, said, and she was also written this type of matriarchal literature, and she favors matriarchy is one thing that we can replace with patriarchy. And some critics also criticize her work. And when we see matriarchal society may offer greater opportunity for women, and patriarchal society may offer greater opportunity for men. So if we are replaced matriarchy with patriarchy, then the problem is self. In patriarchy, women are suffers, and in matriarchy, maybe man is suffered. So it is not ultimately solution of the problem that is happening with women. This is my work cited. Thank you. Now I'm open for question and answer session.
Mr. Rajeshwari, as Pilar's character is shown in the novel, is matriarchy possible in Indian society?
As Pilar's character shown in novel, but the novel's idea and theme is not a society of matriarchy. only a character of Pilar herself, some characteristics of matriarchy and matriarchal theme in her own. The whole novel is not with this theme, but matriarchy possible in Indian society. We cannot see it is possible or not possible because it's. If it is possible, then it takes a long time, and it's uh, took a long time, and some critics says that the matriarchy is not really happen, and matriarchy is also available in many myths of religion, and some critics also mentioned that matriarchy is not really happen, but it's just a utopian idea of the answer of patriarchy. So
How does the concept of matriarchy in the novel relate to the contemporary society?
As I have answered Pooja's question, the concept of matriarchy in the novel is related to contemporary society. The matriarchal society is not available in whole world, but some pre-colonial world we can see some matriarchal society, but after the British government and British empowerment, some of the matriarchal society are destroyed, and because they are majorly showing in some tribal areas in Africa, and as we have seen in Meghalaya, and but in Meghalaya it is still alive. But we can in contemporary time where it is available, it's available. Thank you.